Hello and welcome to Destiny Digits. This is the birthday number 11 reading. So you are watching this if in fact your birthday is on the 11th day of the month, or if when you're adding two digits together, they equal 11. So that would be 29 if you're born on the 29th. Now, 11s, those are master numbers, but they can also be reduced. So if you're watching this, also be sure to watch birthday number 2. 1 and 1 is 2. Just like I'm going to mention to 22s that they should be also watching 4, okay? Because you are every bit of a 2, but you also possess this extra pizzazz. Which sometimes can be a challenge. You have big shoes to fill when you carry these master numbers. And 11s, you guys are dreamers. You illuminate. You're almost like you represent kind of like the sun in people's life. You open their eyes, you show them the way. You're almost like a light bulb, right? And so you can guide people out of their own darkness. And in order to help others, that means you first had to do that with self. So 11s, I can imagine that you've had struggles and obstacles that you have overcome not once, not twice, but time and time again, right? And that is what gives you that master number credibility, because you can deliver a service to helping others. You're very understanding, very intuitive, inspirational even. But you first had to be all of that to self, right? And so you're here to, you are literally here to serve, to show others the gifts that lie within them. So I'm going to just briefly go over the cards and pull them, um, pull them all, and then I will go ahead and get into it. Alrighty, so your birthday number is almost like an extra outfit that you can put on. It's an energy that you can step into, a personality change. And this number is what helps you walk out your life path number, okay? So first card out, how do you feel about yourself right now? We have out of the woods, you've made it through. So I briefly mentioned obstacles. You literally could have just come through something, or you're at the tail end of making it past something that was that may have felt pretty rocky at times. What do you most want at this moment? We have prioritize self-love and care. So it's about nurturing and caring for self. I think you want time. 11s, I mentioned that you're every bit of a 2, so you're very adaptable. You're a great partner, a great companion. And so this could be a time where you are being your own greatest partner, right? So if you are single, it's about being the partner of your dreams and offering all that to self. And if you are partnered with another, it's about realizing that you can't offer anyone else what you don't have within. So you're pulling away to kind of fill up your own cup, which then, allows you to pour into others. Okay. So that's kind of the space that you're most in right now, pouring into self. So your fears, when peace is your priority, negativity cannot exist. And so you really want to make sure that this space that you're moving into is protected, right? So anything that you've overcome, you don't want that to resurface. You never want to go where you came. And so it's realizing the boundaries that are necessary in order to make sure that you always live in this peaceful space in life, right? What's your advantage? Well, when this is the way, how can you show more compassion and acceptance towards those that you don't understand? So the crazy thing is compassion, acceptance, understanding, those are the gifts and the energies that you follow, that you carry naturally, um, as this master number 11. Um, and so that's an advantage, literally tapping into what you already do. That's the empathy, being able to step in other people's shoes, share their experiences with them in order to kind of bridge that gap and draw you closer to another, right? In order to understand and connect. Now, what's opposing you? Express yourself creatively and starting something new. So this is a new beginning. And this is a new beginning where you realize that you possess something that has potential, right? And so what is inside of you? What are you being called to do? What are you dreaming of doing? And finally, the outcome according to the current situation, your true tribe can't show up until you do. So this is about being the real you. So that's the space that we're in right now, 11s. It's about stepping into the most authentic version of who you are, right? And it's using your gifts to do that. It's acknowledging your gifts. It's making sure that you put boundaries in place to protect this new space that you're building and creating. Bottom of the deck, we have 5 of Cups. So this is about being the real you, right? And realizing that any relationship and any connections that are truly meant for you are going to arrive when you are the most real version of you. And so any relationship, any connection that has been lost or severed, anything that you feel, you know, a slight pull or mourning towards, it may have just been for a season. And so, you know, 11s, I think this is about you drawing in the relationships that are really going to change your life, but you're only drawing them in after you draw closer to self, right? And so every step that you take to become you, to share your truth, to embrace all aspects of you, every step you take towards you, the relationships that are most for you are also taking a step towards you. You know what I mean? So allow things that no longer represent where you're going to kind of be cut loose, but have gratitude for all things because they've served some type of purpose. Bottom of the deck, we have take action. Take action. So I like to read one of the cards at the bottom. As we go, I think we'll kind of decide together which one we should read. Sometimes I read more than two, but all right, here we go. So the current space that we're living in, how am I feeling about myself right now? Well, we have the Knight of Swords. So this is movement. So to see take action on the bottom of the deck, to realize that this is a moment where you are stepping into you. That requires, the sword here, that requires communication. That requires truth, clarity, momentum, drive, patience, right? It requires a sound mind and a sound plan. And so this Knight of Wands has made it through something out of the woods. Newness is coming, right? And so you understand that you have just left something behind and you're stepping into something new. And so this is anticipating what's to come based on where you've stepped out of. Now we have rites of passage. And so I think this is important because this says that nothing is for naught, right? All of these experiences that we are enduring and living and surviving through on earth are grooming grounds for our soul to grow through something. And so no matter, and so when you think about what you've just left, I think you need to realize that that was a pivotal moment and a pivotal experience. After this moment, it's almost as if you'll never be the same again. Right. And so it was necessary to go through what you went through. It was a rite of passage because it groomed you. It will grow you. And when I say you, I mean all of you, but your soul was here to experience that because it needed to go and elevate to, elsewhere. And so the Knight of Wands energy, we have decisive, focused, driven, defensive, events that move with great speed, choose intellectual responses to challenges rather than emotional, sudden or unexpected changes. Review your options carefully. And so this, I mentioned having a sound mind. And so this is realizing that your emotions need to kind of be checked a little bit in this moment because clarity and focus and drive is most needed so that you can push through and push on to the newness coming your way, right? So you need to be in that Knight of Wands space. That is the space that you're living in, right? What do you most want at this moment to satisfy your mind? I think you want to pour into yourself. And I think you understand that as much as you can pour into yourself, you're also purifying all that stuff that that was. I think we kind of want to take out all the old and replace it with all the new now that we've kind of leveled up into this new space, right? And so something that we're realizing is the value of us, the value of self-love, the value of investing in who we are. And so we have prioritized self-love and care. When do you feel the most nurtured and cared for? So stop for a moment. And I think that's what we want. I think you want to feel, and I'll just talk about a relationship, but I think everybody wants to feel like what I put into this relationship is exactly what I get out. And so if you are living in that love language of pouring into people, whether it be through time or gifts or words, it's an intentional commitment that you have chosen every single day, right? To pour into another because you understand the value in that. And so right now you are prioritizing self because you are offering all of that to you, right? And so it's like, when do I feel the most love? When do I feel the most cared for? Not when another gives that to me, but what do I most like doing with myself? What brings me the most peace? When do I just love being in my own space? So we have Page of Pentacles here. And so it could be you most love to learn, you most love to pursue, you love to grow, you love to study, you love to get your hands in and work on opportunities and possibilities. And so this is a card of possibly going back to school, learning something new, taking a course. It's a card of discovery. And so right now, if you are going to put yourself first, you realize that by doing that, it means that there is something that you have to take in. There's something more for you to know, to learn. So we have scholarly, cheerful, dependable, mischievous. Time to get to work. An excellent opportunity presents itself. Happy news about your career, promotions, or scholarships, a new area of study. And so what would this new area of study be? What would you learn that really could pour into you? We have purification here. And so this is a moment of really washing off all that was, right? If you could give your soul bath, this is a soul bath. And now that you've learned things, now that you've acquired focus and you kind of have vision of where you're moving into, you know what information is needed now. And this newness is almost going to be like a cleansing. It's going to be refreshing as you step into and kind of wash yourself of the old you and step into this next version. So current fears, I love when this happens, but we have peace, right? Peace is here. And we have when peace is your priority. So something about where you've come from was pretty traumatic, right? And we don't know how important peace is until we are robbed of it, right? And people, places, and things can rob us of peace. Habits, behaviors can rob us of peace. And so right now, you realize how important your space is, how important your environment is inside the body, but also around the body. And so you want to make sure that the life you look at looks like the life that the divine has chosen for you. And so any person, place, or thing or experience that doesn't feel that it was divinely guided, it's almost like you're realizing this can't be here because it didn't bring me peace. And so the Empress energy, how beautiful. Now, if this is in the position of your fear, the Empress energy is kind of like that divine, maternal energy, right? This is almost like the green thumb kind of thing. Anything that the Empress touches grows and it becomes abundant. And it's through her love and her creativity and her commitment that she can nurture, she can harvest, she can bring life, she can birth. And so this is the energy that you have, but it can be a little scary. Because you realize that the Empress needs peace. The Empress cannot do what the Empress is supposed to do when there is no peace. I'm definitely going to read peace, and I may read take action. So we have time to take action, give birth to your dreams. Creative projects will be very successful, abundance and prosperity. And so what I'm going to say right now is do it afraid. What is your dream? Where are you going? What are you seeking? What do you want to do? Whatever that is, do it afraid. Do it afraid. Right? We will read peace at the end. So next one is what is your advantage? So we talked about oneness is the way. So I mentioned how naturally, just as an 11 or as a 2, you're just very good at balancing energies and bringing harmony and adapting self in order to kind of level out situations or environments. You just really are a reader and a sensor and a feeler, and you know how to kind of package yourself um, in order to move things in the direction that is best for all. And so that is the advantage that you have, and it is in that energy that you can start to understand the connections that you have with people, right? And so being one with others is important, but it shouldn't rob us. It shouldn't be at our own detriment. So that's what we're learning, right? And so as this empress creates and steps into what's new, we have 7 of Wands. And so, yes, we do have oneness. Yes, you could be empathetic. Yes, you accept. Yes, you are compassionate towards those that we don't understand. That is the gift. You can blend. But your energy must be protected, right? And it doesn't mean that just because I have this gift that I'm a doormat. It doesn't mean that you can walk all over me. It doesn't mean, and so it's realizing that you wouldn't have known that this was your gift unless it was abused or misused. Sometimes we have to get so tired of people getting us wrong that we just refuse to no longer not get us right. You know what I mean? And so that's the awareness that the 7 of Wands brings. It says stand up for yourself and your beliefs. Have confidence. Challenge those in power, but also choose your battles wisely. So we have gratitude here. And this is, gratitude is tricky because it really checks the ego. Our ego really wants to keep us safe and protected, and it wants to keep us aware of things that have harmed us in the past. And it wants to keep us avoiding things that could potentially harm us again. But gratitude is the understanding that everything that has come my way has grown me. And so it takes a certain level of heart healing. This card is green. We have Hidden Night as the crystal. And so this gratitude is an element of the heart. The seed of gratitude can be found in the heart. And so I think that you have to learn. I think, how can I say, sometimes when others aren't grateful for what we offer them, we kind of have to pull ourselves back. We have to defend our energy, you know. But then we also need to be grateful for all the situations that failed us or got us wrong, because it pushed us closer to getting it correctly for our own journey. You know what I mean? And so this is really about having gratitude for all those experiences and not labeling them as bad or good, or it's realizing that every one of them was vital to our advancement. Right. And so if you can live in gratitude, if you can try to step into that energy in order to understand the things that were confusing, if you can use that to accept the things that were hard for us, if you can become one with your entire story and not just the pieces that felt most good, um, it can really bring you into a space of peace. Right. But it also teaches you strength and boundaries, and how to defend your ability, like how to defend what you do best with others, right? So you're gracious for your gift, you're thankful for it, but you also realize it's worth protecting. And so opposing us is right now feeling comfortable in expressing yourself creatively and starting something new. And in order to start something new, it requires something to be left behind. And so that's exactly what you see in this Ten of Swords. And so I think it's always exciting for something new to come. But what's terrifying is realizing that the new can only arrive when the old is no longer present. And so Ten of Swords is the end of a situation that brings relief, sadness, or both, the opportunity for new beginnings, a weight off of your shoulders, the end of an addiction, a melodramatic reaction. And so there are levels to walking out of this door. There are two bags here, right? And so think about the amount of time it takes to pack a bag, right? And so what I'm saying is the journey to leaving is to leave is not happening. It's not something that happens in a moment, right? It's a process. It takes time to gather, to collect, to reason, to plan, to sort this out. And when you're thinking about this 10, the journey has been long. At times it could have felt like it was wounding or piercing. And so that was a lot to endure, but it's good to know that that's over. Right? Those swords have served their purpose. I will take what I've learned. I've acquired my wisdom. I will walk out of this door into the new. But it's like, wow, I'm walking out of this door. Do I have the strength? Do I have the ability? Do I understand that when I walk out of this door, I'm stepping into a new version of self? And so if we're not really looking at this as a blessing and a gift and an opportunity, it can be, it can feel like a block. It can feel like a hurdle, like a mountain that we have to climb just to do this. And so where do you start? Well, what are your dreams? Creatively, what are you being pushed to do? As soon as you walk away and walk out of this door, that's exactly what you need to do, right? So take a moment and reflect. If I'm leaving this behind, if something new is coming into my life, something has to go. Whenever this goes from my life, what would I most want to replace it? Now we have empowerment here. So it doesn't have to be anything tangible. It can be an energy, an acknowledgement of self that you live in. We have sunstone. And so it takes a certain amount of belief in self. You have to feel empowered to walk, to separate, to disconnect, to leave behind, to end, and then to start again. That's not easy, right? And so acknowledge that. Acknowledge that. And then build yourself up by thinking about what is coming next to replace what I am about to leave behind and what no longer, And so what is the outcome? Well, this is about being the real you, right? You are stepping into the real you and your tribe, those relationships that you have tried and tried to build and to create. Those relationships are on the other side of this door frame. And so it says your true tribe can't show up until you do. How can you show more of the real you? And so the real you has something inside of it creatively that you want to do. What creative pursuit do you feel drawn to? That is what pulls you into the real you. When you step into that, your tribe, those relationships, those connections begin to arrive also. So when you arrive, your tribe arrives. But it is a process, right? We have two people standing here with the back towards us, but this is a moment of reflection, right? And so it's not easy to always accept and acknowledge the outcome of a certain situation, right? That's not easy. So I just think it's so important to affirm that it is a journey and that struggles are real, but at the same time, when something ends, something else is replacing it and the possibilities are going to continue to come. One moment, one experience is not forever. It says focusing on the negative, things not turning out the way you anticipated, forgiveness of self or others. Everything happens for a reason. Look for the hidden blessings. And so This learning to stick up for ourselves, learning to protect ourselves, realizing that we are a birther, a creator, a nurturer. We're this lifelong student who's unafraid of change. We are chasing this newness, right? But we also have to take this moment to really think about what we went through, take all the good, leave the bad, and then find the blessings in that experience. And that's what I mean about gratitude. It's about finding the blessings even in the pain. And so this is a moment you are being called to take action, right? We have the Knight of Swords. We have take action here with Labradorite. We have Page of Pentacles, which is actively pouring into self because there's an opportunity of growth. There's potential, but it requires you to engage. The Empress is creativity. So what are you being pushed to do? So let's go ahead and read Peace, because this came out in our fear position and it's also with the Empress. So I think that's vital for us to read. Let's read Peace and then let's read Take Action. Okay. Where is, uh-oh. All right. Peace, peace, peace. Sometimes it takes me a while. Oh, I found it. Okay. All right, here we go. The divas of Solicite are shining their bright light upon you now, inviting you to float gently into your peaceful place within. It is time to experience a deeper sense of tranquility in your life, open to feel the waves of peace surrounding you now. You are encouraged to let go of all outside influences, stress, and expectations, and allow yourself to just be for a moment. Breathe in the peaceful energy and breathe out all that no longer serves you or has been worrying you. Drawing this card today is a reminder that it is time to re enter your peaceful place within. If you have been experiencing stress, turbulence, or conflict, the divas are here to share with you that the challenging time is over and peace is upon you. You may like to go for a walk in nature, meditate, or do something that allows you to feel peace in your world. Open, receive, and allow every cell of your being the energy of peace to transform your life. All right, 11s, let's go ahead and read and take action. So once in this space of peace, that is the perfect foundation to jumpstart what is to come next. You've drawn this card into your awareness today to let you know that this is the perfect time to take action in your life. There are specific moments when taking action is divinely guided by the universe, and now is one of those times for you. If you've been waiting around for change to occur on its own, it's time to move forward. Take action yourself and manifest your dreams. Whether it be making a decision about a job, a major life change, a relationship, or your health, take a step forward and do something positive that will get the energy flowing in the right direction. You are encouraged to work closely with the divas of Labradorite to assist you in mastering this process. Your desired outcome is not going to happen on its own. So stop waiting, thinking, or talking about it and take action now. Do it afraid. Do not procrastinate, as it will definitely be worth your while. All right, 11s, the time is now. You have arrived to the new. Thank you so much for stopping by. Take care.